the world is made of all kinds of people, all kinds of people. And when you come to a meeting, people are often caricatures of their normal, healthy selves. They're spun up, they're freaked out, they're wigged out, they're angry, they're whatever. They're in crisis. We come to accept it that like, when things are difficult, we oftentimes are not our best selves. It shows where we are at, how we are responding to stress, how we're thinking, but we're oftentimes not our best selves. So I remember leaving a meeting once and hearing someone say, "Oh my God, I ran into my mother at a meeting." And I was like, "Huh? What?" The mother had been long dead. And the man was just kind of saying that he was triggered by how someone was talking and communicating about themselves. And it reminded him of someone who he was very close to. And so the next reading talks about this issue of there's certain things we do every single time in a meeting. There's certain things we say, and they're basically boundaries that we set. And this particular passage goes over those boundaries. And when you hear it, you'll understand why just said what I just said. July 22nd. Al-Anon's suggested closing says, though you may not like all of us, you'll love us in a very special way, the same way we already love you. In other words, every Al-Anon meeting can be an opportunity to practice placing principles above personalities. Most of us are highly aware of the personalities of people around us. Instead of getting lost in petty likes and dislikes, it's important to remember why we come to meetings. We all need each other in order to recover. I don't have to like everybody, but I want to look deeper to find the spirit that we share in common. Perhaps I can find peace with each person by reminding myself of those things that draw us together: a common interest, a common belief, a common goal. I will then have a resource for strength rather than a target for negative thinking. I will have placed principles above personalities. Today's reminder: I will keep an open mind toward each person I encounter today. If I am ready to learn, anyone can be my teacher. Here's the quote: the open door to helpful answers is communication based on love. Such communication depends on awareness of and respect for each other's well-being and a willingness to accept in another what may not measure up to our own standards and expectations. End quote. The Dilemma of the Alcoholic Marriage. So for the man who had his long deceased mom kind of walk into a meeting, that was a beautiful invitation for him to come to know and understand how she came to be who she was, how she came to see things, how she saw them, why she spoke the words she spoke. It was an open and free invitation to look into the mind and heart of another human being and have compassion, to live a life of charity instead of a life of judgment. The reminder for today says, I will keep an open mind toward each person I encounter today. If I am ready to learn, anyone can be my teacher. And frequently, the difficult people in our lives, we choose to avoid them. When the truth is, our patience needs to be expanded, our understanding needs to grow, and that these people are in our lives to teach us. There's a lesson we need to learn. And woe to us who cherry pick and only want to engage with things that are enjoyable. Doesn't that remind you of something? The gamer, just only want to do what feels good. There's a big problem with that lifestyle and that mentality. I pray that you look for and receive every single blessing God sends your way this day.